It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. People, are y'all watching what the y'all watching the show over there? Y'all watching the FYE Babe? Apparently the FYE Babe, it's what time is it here? It's about 8:30 here. So I don't know what time it is there, but currently she's on and she's saying goodbye to her subscribers. So FYE Babe says she's leaving the YouTube, right? But she's being very, very vague about why she's leaving the beef sector or YouTube altogether. So we have to guess, I guess, because she is being very long-winded. I tried to catch the whole story, but since I've already taken my sleeping pill for the night, I don't think I'll make it through that whole live. Right? So a few ideas popped into my head. One being, the main primary thing is, why is she leaving? As I'm watching over there, I see that she is still collecting $200, $300, $400 each time she sits down. On average, I collect about $20, honey. So I find it hard to believe that someone who is still collecting $300, $400, $500, $600 every time they sit at their computer for an hour is just willingly leaving. Now, people may say, well, that's not that much money. I make more money than that. But she's not going into an office and working for 8 hours a day. She's sitting down in the computer, right? And people are continually in the center of this money, and they're continuing to send her gifts, I assume. I'm very curious as to what's going on over there. Y'all know that I have not been going at it with FYE Babe, formerly known as FYE Monster, in quite some time. She has respected me, and so I've tried to give her the same respect. But there's no way we cannot discuss this major development. Now, we've already seen a lot of people give a similar speech about how they're going somewhere. And then a couple of days later, they're back. She's announced a few times that she's going. But this time it is with, she's starting off with tears. And I can't tell. There are many possibilities. One is she's been forced to leave. Just like Diaz had a situation with the court system and they forced her off of YouTube. It could be something like that. They have forced her off of YouTube. Either YouTube has done it or the court system has done it. For some reason, she's leaving under duress. She's over there right now. Let's peek in, see where it's going. But she's reclaiming fair use here.
That don't got shit to do all day but think of ways to poop with you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so she's complaining. A lot of them are giving her 50, hundreds, 50s, hundreds, and hundreds. I still, I don't care what she says out of her mouth, find it hard to believe that she's willingly walking away from that. I haven't heard about any grand career opportunity. She tries to throw in a little bit of for the next level and when you get an elevation, all that kind of shit. But she hasn't been specific about what the issue is yet. So it could be she's being forced off. It could be she's gotten 3 strikes or something, or broken something on YouTube. Generally speaking, when YouTube has had enough of you, though, they simply take your channel. You got to fight to get it back, right? That didn't happen. She's able to come on here tonight. So could the courts have done this to her? She seems very hostile about the ops. The ops. Still very hostile about people doing things to her, about her company being in jeopardy because of people calling. But if she is the CEO and the owner of the company, who are they going to call? Right? I personally find it hard to believe that she's making enough money from selling wigs that she can now support herself and her family. I find that very, very, very hard to believe. I don't think she's turning that kind of profit. So the mystery is, why would she leave a thriving channel? Now, no matter what we think about FYE BABE, we would have to admit that uh, she has seemed to cultivate a group of people who are more than willing to support her financially. It's the truth. And there's no sense in denying it, much more so than anybody else on here, right? There was another option here. It slipped my mind. Hi, people. Tim sounds so deflated that sleeping pills already kicking in. Girl, I got to hurry up, honey. You're right. You're very perceptive, Elaine. But I couldn't go to bed. I said, well, hell, I can't let all these people get all these videos in about this FYE BABE situation before I went to bed. So we'll find out more by morning. Hopefully, by the end of this thing, she's going to actually tell people why she's leaving the beef sector or possibly YouTube altogether. Now, we've heard this speech from many, many people on here, right? And it seems to have a hard time going away and staying away, right? Unless for some reason they are forced to do that. We don't know if she's on some kind of assistance and it's being jeopardized by being on here. We don't know if somebody has doxed her or found out some kind of information that's incriminating to her. But as far as I know, she says she's only self-employed. So I don't know how you're going to report, you're going to dox somebody to themselves, right? But something has occurred. Now, many people are going to go immediately to the situation with the PPP loan situation, right? They're going to say, oh, you must have got caught up because they're busting people all over the country. And if you go before a judge for something like that, that's something she wouldn't necessarily share on here. Then yes, they could restrict you from going onto internet, right? That's what happened to VS. VS situation, it was about an assault, a violent assault against another person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that had anything to do with the YouTube, right? But the judge saw that the root of the problem was the YouTube, and he restricted her from being on YouTube. So more will be revealed here, people. I'm about to lay my ass down. It is something to think about. I have a feeling FYE BABE is going to many boxes of clinics, so she's going to be on there for a while, and maybe by tomorrow morning. Excuse me. We'll know more, right? So y'all go ahead on and finish up over there. I didn't say hello or nothing. Hold on. That damn trazodone be kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. Hey, people. I'm Marissa Chateau and Miss Piggy. Y'all up, huh? Fraser Laurie. Roses Lavender. What y'all think? Hi, Cheryl Burnett. Everybody's up. Oh, I keep thinking it's late because it's got dark. Okay. Wait for 50 million times. Wait for 50 millionth time. I don't know. She says she's being sincere tonight and she's leaving the beef sector. I guess she's going to just sell wigs. That's a lot of wigs to sell, honey. It ain't nothing like going to quite compare with you sitting and you're in a chair and getting $4, $5, $6, sometimes $1,000 for sitting there for an hour, right? Plus all your gifts and all that. We're gearing up now. It's going to be the Christmas season. She can pile up a whole bunch of other gifts, whatever, honey. To just walk away from that when really we don't see that you have other avenues. I don't see FYE BABE going to work for Wall Street, right? So when you're on 5, 6 times a week, you're averaging $400 a day. You know, that's still a few thousand. That's what's that, $6,000, $7,000 a month, child, that you're getting here, plus your AdSense, which is a couple grand. Something is forcing her out of here. Now, whether somebody got information on her, someone has doxed her, She's expelling a lot of hostility. We're just peeking in now. It's still live, so we're just peeking in.
I really feel like, I didn't mind sharing my spotlight, whatever that meant. I didn't mind that. And a lot of times it went well, and a lot of times it didn't. So, the situation with Tricky D, I really feel like that was a major situation in Babe Nation. Okay. Because a lot of you guys trusted her, and so did I. And we just didn't see.
Okay, she's going through nostalgia now, all the various beefs and all the things that went on while she had a channel, and then she no longer has a channel. So tomorrow we'll know. If she's totally gone tomorrow, we'll have to assume she's been forced off of YouTube. Correct? Either by court system, somebody having something on her, or by YouTube itself. I just don't see her walking away. No matter what people say about people who make a living on YouTube, honey, it really is easy money. Right? So you go ahead and convince me, FYE Babe. You go ahead and convince me that you can make $6,000, $6,000 a month on the job, take home. Go ahead and convince me. There are also people who believe that they're going to release the numbers for the subscriber counts on the end of this week, the 29th, next week. And it seems suspicious that she would disappear. She would take her channel away right before they release those numbers. Now, unless those numbers are really, really, really low, I don't know why that would be enough motivation to leave. But FYE Babe has always boasted of very high numbers, right? I've said it many times before. I think people put too much emphasis on your number of subscribers. The primary thing is how many people are watching you right now. That number seems to be holding. So it's just more food for thought. And we'll talk about it some more tomorrow, you guys. Okay? So y'all have a nice night. This is just a little check-in. And she's still going over there. And maybe by morning we'll have an answer. Good night.